events following Meridian. It's 11 colonies. I need a means to stop this now.
The Warden confirmed Dr. Halsey's theory. Cortana is activating the Guardians.
But not this one. Not yet. Sonion. A pre-Covenant religious site on San Helios.
It's a Guardian on the elite homeworld?
If we can get a team on the ground, we can access that Guardian.
San Helios is off limits. Brass wants nothing to do with the Arbiter's war.
That's because they haven't heard my great idea. That noise is an encoded numerical pattern. Paired quantum phase sets. Slip space coordinates for a Forerunner map.
If Locke's team could feed the Guardian the coordinates recorded on Meridian, it would take them to the same place Cortana took Master Chief. Tom, we can stop this.
But it means going to San Helios.
I'll make arrangements.
There's another one.
What's Cortana up to, Chief? Why'd she bring us here?
Let's keep moving.
Hey, what's up guys and gals? It's the Tyrant here and welcome back to my Halo 5 Guardians Legendary walkthrough. We're back from a little break. While we were on this break, I did my Halo Wars 2 Legendary walkthrough, which can be found on this site, so that's why you haven't seen any guides for this particular walkthrough in a couple of weeks. But now that the Halo Wars 2 Legendary walkthrough is done and out of the way, we can get back to business with Halo 5 Guardians. This is Mission 7 entitled Reunion, and we are finally back in the shoes of the Master Chief, and this is the first time in a while that we actually get to face Covenant. For the last few missions, we've only been able to face Promethean, so it's nice to get back to basics here. This is a really fun mission for me. I do enjoy this one, not just because we're back in the shoes of Master Chief and Blue Team, but because we get to fight Covenant. Just the general layout is fun. There's a lot of different paths you can take, a lot of hidden places you can go, and we will be exploring some of those. Some are more mandatory than others. So, you know, right here we're just going through and getting to our first encounter, which will land us near a small cliff where there will be Covenant beneath. But first we're going to have to take a small detour. And so we're going to head there. We're almost there. We need to get to that building, activate those consoles. So there's the cliff right there. We're going to have to go to the side, right over here, through this little cave. So there are our buddies right there. I figure we'll go ahead and get our Spartans to battle. And this is also, by the way, a little side note here where you find the Grunt birthday party skull. The Grunt right there has it. But more importantly, what we need here is that crate full of carbine ammo. There is an energy sword there as well. You can take it if you want to. You're not really going to need it. Right off the bat, I'm going to start using my pistol so I don't waste too much carbine ammo. You can find more carbine ammo as you go. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I like to have as much as I can. The energy sword is not going to be of real use to you because, again, you're playing on Legendary here. So, well, let me help you out here. There we go. And I don't recommend you go against elites in close quarters, at least not very often. If the opportunity just happens to strike, that's great. Otherwise, don't worry about it too much. So there's not a lot of opposition in this beginning part right here, mainly just grunts and jackals, just a couple of elites. The next area does get a bit more intense. We have snipers as well as more elites, and we have a grunt with a fuel rod gun. I believe a fuel rod gun. I maybe think of the next area. But again, so you should be in pretty good shape here. Remember, a carbine and a plasma pistol, at least for the first half of this mission, are your best friends. But what you do need to keep in mind for this mission is there are a lot of side paths. Some are hidden through those walls that you can break through. But you should take them at every opportunity. A lot of times they have hidden weapons, but they also have better vantage points in many cases. So one of the nice things about this mission as opposed to the mission Blue Team is that you can fall back. You don't have to worry about being caged in a specific amount of space. You can just sort of fall back a little bit. So I'm just using the basic scenery as cover here. We're going to go through this and just get a slightly better vantage point. If you go up here, you have more carbine ammo. That's even better. So again, you're mostly dealing with just grunts and jackals and a couple of elites. There is a jackal sniper over there just further to the left, right out of our view right now. Be extremely careful of these guys, because as you've seen in other videos that I posted on the site, especially my Halo 5 Guardians WTF moments, these guys have extreme accuracy, and don't forget, one shot on Legendary will kill you. Yes, you can be revived by your teammates, but again, as you've seen from some other videos that I've had on the site, they will usually decimate them as well. Of course, your teammates will come right to your down location. Jackal Sniper is ready and just going for it. Bear in mind that carbine ammo is effective against energy shields, so you can use that against elites. You don't necessarily have to use the noob combo, but the noob combo does make it faster. Also bear in mind that it also depends on the rank of elites. Depending on a fully charged plasma shot can bring their shields down. You may have to do a little bit more than that. So again, we're just back to basics here. That's why I like this mission so much. At least for the first half, you're just sitting here holding back, picking off Covenant with your team. It's fun. There's not a lot of stress involved, and there are a lot of different places you can go, which makes it even more fun. If you want to activate the birthday party skull after you get this, of course, you have to quit the game out and go back to the main menu. But that's where it is. So, you know, mazel tov. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and take a different vantage point, get a little high ground here. You don't have to worry too much from here on out. Just go ahead and decimate the rest of the enemies here. The hard part really comes after this, where you have to deal with multiple turrets as well as multiple jackal snipers. So we're going to go ahead and finish this guy off here. Looks like our teammates are already trying to do the job for us. So far, so good. If you need to grab more ammo, just run back and get more carbine ammo from that crate. For the most part, at least for the first half of this mission, your main weapons are going to be the carbine and the plasma pistol. That will change for the second half, but for the first half, this is all you really need to worry about. We'll worry about the second half later. So we got our carbine ammo here. Needler can be effective as well, but it does take time for it to really work, so I would not recommend it. So we have a full carbine at this point. See if we can get an additional plasma pistol. No, I think we'll do okay. So again, we're going to go ahead and take the side here.
Take these coordinates.
And now we're going to go ahead and try to take that turret.
Clear that turret.
So make sure his attention's elsewhere. We're going to go ahead and noob combo this guy. I like he did a little Superman bit there. Other enemies will try to take it as well. Just pick them off as they try. He's really the only elite you have to deal with here. For the most part, it's just jackals and grunts. Nothing too formidable. We've all seen this before. Nothing nearly as tough as Blue Team. There are no hunters in this mission, so that's a definite plus in terms of difficulty ease. Okay, we got to get our Spartan back up there. So there are actually two waves to this battle. That's our first one right there. There is another group just over that bend. Or over that hill. You can grab the plasma cannon if you want to. There really is no purpose to it. You are extremely vulnerable and you have much better weapons in hand. So there's this frontward battle right here. As you actually start decimating these guys, watch out for the Phantom that's right there. He's going to drop off more troops. They will start to retreat back to the turrets. There are two shade turrets up there. Be very careful of these things because they can decimate you very quickly. So we got our fuel rod grunt right there. Took him out, no problem. I'd highly recommend going ahead and allowing one of your allies to pick up that fuel rod gun as soon as you clear the area, or at least as soon as the Phantom retreats, as well as the other troops. Like I said, they'll retreat back to the shade turrets. Do not go too far. The nice part about this particular section of the mission, again, is that you can hang back, but you do need to be careful because there are 2 Jackal snipers and 1 Jackal Ranger. The Jackal Ranger's on that little rise right there in front of us. So be careful. The Jackal snipers are further back, closer to the turrets. Those will be high priorities for you because they can. The Ranger will pick apart your shields. The Jackal snipers will kill you and your team instantly. So again, just be careful here. Hang back. Take out as much Covenant from a distance as possible. Don't put yourself in a situation you don't need to be in. So far, we've managed to clear these guys out. So we're going to move up just a little bit. Again,
Pick up that weapon.
I wouldn't recommend using the fuel rod cannon here. That's not necessary. As far as the turrets themselves go, of course, as you take out the pilot, someone else will try to take its place. Not much you can do about that, but on the bright side, especially if it's an elite, that means they're not going to move anywhere. So if you can get a nice vantage point on the turret, you can take that elite out very easily without them dancing around and all the other stuff that they do. So again, we're just going to stay here for a second, try to take out as many Covenant as possible to make our opposition much thinner. So far, so good. The further you are away, the less they'll dodge. It's the weirdest thing. Of course, a lot of times if you actually manage to get their shields down, they will tend to get out of the way right in time. I'm just like, really, I just wasted all my ammo for that. But generally speaking, the further away you are, the less awareness they appear to have. So now we're going to move a little bit. Again, keep your eyes on the ledges because that's where our snipers are going to be. So keep at least some sort of block there so you don't have to worry about it. They're a little bit further back. They're not right on your case. At least not yet. So we're going to take out the flak first. That includes the Jackals and the Grunts.
Engage the elite.
And again, you want to make sure you utilize your squad as best you can here. So again, with the elites, don't be afraid to send them in. If they die, remember, whenever you get a checkpoint or a significant amount of time goes by, I'm not really sure exactly what the trigger is, but they will respawn even if they actually die in combat. Oh, sword. Come on. There we go. If you anger an elite enough and you're close enough, they'll pull out their energy sword. So they won't be a threat to you from a distance, but they will be close up, so do be careful of that. And, of course, if they do calm down or you get far enough away from them after they pulled out their sword, and remember, don't pull out your sword at a Lakers game. That can land you in a lot of trouble. But they will put their sword back in for legal reasons, I'm sure. So, again, we've got most of the enemies taken out here. We're going to go ahead and, again, focus on the flak first. Try to stay out of the way of the shade turrets. If you need to, you can always retreat. There is more carbine ammo back where you came from. I do want to see if I can get a hold of these Jackal snipers first, though. There is a way to get up here. I have a hard time getting up to that ledge from time to time to get that Ranger Jackal's ammo. But we still have ammo at the bottom as well, so I'm not that concerned. So let's see what we can do here. If we can actually get up here for a change. These ledges are tricky because they look like they're closer than they really are. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can take this guy out real quick. Start dealing with these shade turrets. We really don't have any enemies coming after us at this point. So, whoop, there's the Jackal sniper. Alright, so that's the first one down. The other one is on the left side, much further back. Let's go ahead and deal with him now so we don't have to worry about him later. Okay, easy, easy. There we go. Okay, Jackal snipers are down. It would suck so much to actually decimate all these guys just to be one-shotted by a Jackal sniper. And again, be careful of those plasma grenades because these guys have quite an arm when it comes to chucking those things. So now we can sort of use that turret as a way to bait Covenant in, and oh man, from the hip. Wow, that was a nice shot. Good throw. That guy should pitch for the Yankees. I'd say the Cubs, but they actually won the World Series last year. So, all right, we'll go ahead and take these guys out again. So far, we're doing pretty good.
Blue team to the turret.
If you can get blue team to the turret, that's even better because that means the enemy can't occupy it. And you have an instant cannon at your disposal. Looks like we have pretty much everything here. We just got to deal with this one last turret. And we should be in good shape. Oh, still have another grunt and a jackal. Okay, not much ammo though. Deal with this guy real quick. Yep, he's down for the count. Let's see if we can get just a little bit more ammo for the carbine. See if there's anything laying around. Probably not too much. I think we used most of our carbine ammo already. I really wish I could get up there at that cliff so I can pick up that Jackal's carbine. Again, I'm sure there's a way, and I'm just doing it wrong. So, but it's not that necessary. I wouldn't worry about it too much. So, yay, we have, I think, what, 5 rounds? All right. So, it looks like we have to go. Again, don't worry about it too much for the next part of the mission, simply because you can pick up more ammo along the way. But from here on out, you're going to be dealing with Prometheans. I'm also going to be showing you a little secret that I don't think a lot of people know about. Maybe some do more than I realize. But there is a hidden fuel rod gun that you can pick up as well. It's a little out of the way, but not too much. You might use it, you might not. Okay, so there we go. Did not even realize that was there. It definitely pays to explore. So we're full on carbine ammo at this point. I'm not even really worried about what I'm going to pick up here because I'm going to go ahead and also pick up that fuel rod gun. You can use it in the next part of the mission. You won't necessarily have to, but you can at the very least give it to one of your allies. It does help out a little bit. If you're trying to use the fuel rod gun against the Warden Eternal boss that appears later in this mission, I don't recommend it because we have much better weapons that we can use. Oh, shoot. Oh god, I can see why people are starting to watch other guides now. That was a complete accident. That's what happens when my fingers get a little fidgety. I've got my settings on bumper jumper right now, so I accidentally bumped the button that throws grenades. Shoot. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick just how to get a secret fuel rod gun. Again, you're probably not really going to need it for the next part of the mission, but if it's something that works for you, or you'd like to give it to one of your teammates, that's fine. But since we're dealing with Prometheans in the next half, you're going to want to deal with use mainly Promethean weapons. Damn, that thing's big. Godzilla's got nothing on that thing. All right, so you just jump up here. There's the fuel rod gun. And we're just going to go ahead and proceed forward. And watch the Warden Eternal school the Master Chief.
Chief, look.
What did this?
Identify yourself.
I am the Warden Eternal. I stand in defense of Cortana.
She called me to her.
And you came scampering. She knows your forgotten name. Who you were before you were 117. Do you find it odd your trusted companion should keep so much to herself?
Take me to Cortana.
Not just yet. Come, let us talk some more.
You know, there's a part of me that thinks that seeing the massacre that happened between the Prometheans and the Covenant would have been a really interesting thing to witness in this mission. Unfortunately, we missed it. So for the next part of the mission here, the second half, we'll be dealing with Prometheans instead of Covenant. Using these side passages will be critical. Now, there are other ways to get around this. I've seen people speedrun it before. My buddy Legendary Smile... name is exactly the way it sounds. He has a channel on this site, and his videos are definitely worth watching. If you haven't seen them yet, definitely check them out. He's got a lot of great content, not just for Halo 5, but for other stuff too. He does a skip here that allows you to actually get out of the map and hop along the roof of the cave until you get to the Warden Eternal himself, the second boss, or the second boss battle in the game. I don't recommend doing that personally, at least not on Legendary, because it's not that tough to actually get through this part if you know what you're doing, and you have a high probability of jumping off of a cliff and dying. So it's an interesting skip, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're just doing a standard Legendary run for this mission. So as you can see, we've got the binary rifle here. For the most part, these soldiers are one-shot with the binary rifle. As I've said in previous videos, I'm terrible with pinpoint weapons just because my aim is bad. So it's just a matter of being able to use strategy over skill. So there was only one binary soldier here that you had to worry about, one sniper soldier. We took him out pretty early. This first skirmish is pretty easy, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Legendary says there's not a lot of ammo here. I disagree. There's a lot of light rifle ammo as well as binary ammo if you know where to get it. The binary rifle is going to be very important when we go against the Warden Eternal. Now this second battle is a bit more intense. Sorry, I meant to thruster through that and I hit the wrong button. So the next battle here includes Captain soldiers, which have those splinter turrets. So again, we're just going to sort of take our time here. Use the side passages to your advantage. They help you out immensely. And there's a lot of ammo here that you can use to your advantage as well. So again, we're pretty good so far. I think there's at least 2 more of these soldiers that you have to worry about. Make the Watchers a priority, because not only can they protect the Prometheans that are currently in battle, but they can even heal them, from what I understand, or from what I've witnessed personally. Oh, that guy snuck up my quick. Alright, so let's get this guy. Okay, we got him pretty quick. Again, he's just a soldier. He's just a little bit tougher than the regular ones. A lot of these guys will be drawn to this location, which will help decimate most of the troops in this area. The rest will hang back, but again, we have some vantage points that we can get to with some good weapons as well, so this is not a difficult thing. Try to save at least some of your binary rifle ammo for the Warden Eternal battle. There is some that we can pick up when we actually get there, but save at least some of it. The binary rifle against the Warden Eternal isn't as strong as the incineration cannon, but it'll do just fine. Okay, so we got most of these guys here. We can probably move up now. There is one more captain over there from what I can see. The carbine isn't the best weapon to use against soldiers. Obviously, the best weapon by far aside from power weapons like the binary rifle and the incineration cannon, is the light rifle. So as soon as you can get more ammo for it, definitely pick it up. Okay, help me. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna... Whoop! Almost fell. Gonna help our guys out here. Keep them alive. You will definitely need them for the next battle against the Warden. And we're about done here. Let's go ahead and take care of this captain. So, the next Warden battle is a lot easier than the first one if you know what you're doing. So I'm going to give you some pro tips here. So we're done here. You don't really need much other than your binary rifle. If you can get a light rifle, that's great. If you can only get your suppressor, you know, if that's what you have, fine. You really don't need the light rifle against the Warden. And I'll explain this as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and take this just in case we need the extra firepower. Again, you really shouldn't. I'm going to leave it on the ledge right here, and we're going to go ahead and proceed forward. Now, here is the key moment. You need to rush this as quick as you can. The Warden's going to spawn right here and bash him, thruster bash him. What this will do is change the Warden's behavior. Typically what he does is he retreats in this area. He falls back to where the other Prometheans are. And unlike the other battle, the Prometheans are a fixed amount here. They will not continuously spawn. But if you bash him early on, instead of retreating, he'll stay up front. This is where you want him. Send your allies up to the ledge right there. This will distract the Warden. And if you have your binary rifle, he'll have your back turn. He'll have his back turned to you. Let me rephrase that a little bit differently. So with the guys up there, his back will be turned to you, and you have an open shot to his weak spot on his back. And again, with the binary rifle, it's pretty powerful. As that weak point brightens, that is the closer he is to death. So again, as you can see, we're in pretty good shape right now. We have a lot of binary rifle ammo right here. Wait till his back is turned. I'm going to try to help these guys out here while he's distracted by my Spartan on the ledge. So I believe that's Linda who's up there right now. So we're going to try to make this quick. Again, he's distracted. Remember, you get a quick little overshield when you respawn one of your allies. Same if it's done to you. So again, we're going to have them distract the Warden. When his back is turned, use that binary rifle. Again, I'm a terrible shot. But even as a terrible shot, this is a strategy that works. When you're doing this, you don't have to worry about the other Prometheans. Again, they're hanging back, so you can deal with the Warden separately. After the Warden is done, it's basically just like exactly what you did before. You can take them out systematically. The main difference in terms of the henchmen that he has here is he has two Promethean knights, one in which is a commander who has a incineration cannon. So again, if you can take the Warden out first, the rest of the battle is a piece of cake. So it should be one more hit. There we go. Warden is down. That's how simple it is. Again, you want to make sure that you get that thruster bash in right from the get-go, and after that, the rest of the mission is a cakewalk. So right now we have our suppressor. We want to see if we can get a light rifle as well. There we go. We got our light rifle and our binary rifle. So focus on the Watchers first so that they can't heal any of their friends. If you can get to the Knights, that's great. Remember, if you manage to shoot off one of their wings, their mask will open up for about half a second, which can land you an instant kill. It isn't always easy to get. Sometimes they'll dodge out of the way so that you can't hit them. But again, you have everything to your advantage here. You're not in a closed-in location like you were on the mission Unconfirmed, so you can take these guys out bit by bit. This ledge right here that I'm on, they will not get on this ledge. So you can take them out slowly. If any of your allies die, again, you can just wait around for a bit and eventually they'll respawn. But you really shouldn't have to worry about that too much here because you have fallback options.
On my mark, blue team.
So again, we're just sort of taking our time. I'm not that worried about the crawlers. I'll take them out as I see them. My main priority right now is, of course, going to be the soldiers. The knights, there are only 2 of them, so I'm not that worried about it. Again, as long as you stay out of their field of view, then you should be in pretty good shape. And remember, like I said before, if you can take out one of their wings and you have the vantage point, you have the view of their face when their mask opens up, you can take them out instantly. That is one of the things that I love about Halo 5 versus Halo 4, is the knights are a lot more fair this time around. They're still tough, but they're fair at the same time. So let's see if we can deal with this guy first. So the knights are just sort of standing there right now. Again, if you take out the Warden, they're not going to advance that much. If you do not do that bash at the beginning with the Warden, your battle becomes much more difficult. So I didn't get this guy as quickly as I wanted to. I missed. It does happen, but he is extremely vulnerable right now. His wings have been blown off. So now it's just his head that we have to deal with. Again, having a little trouble with the binary rifle here. Not as effective against the knights as I wanted it to be. So let's go ahead and see if we can focus on... Let's see if we can get this guy. Okay, he's getting a little aggressive here. So let's see if we can get the captain. Go ahead. Alright. So, alright, we might have to deal with the soldier first. Binary rifles, again, generally speaking, with a headshot, take out the soldiers instantly. Nice thing to have around. So, captain's not doing anything, just sort of standing there. See if we can get him. Boom. Instant kill. So now we should have just 1 knight to deal with, maybe a soldier or 2. I'm going to make the knight my top priority here. So our allies are sort of just standing around. Let's see if we can get this guy. He's got a nice little incineration cannon. You can collect it if you want to. You don't have to, because after this you'll be in a Phaeton, which is a Forerunner fighter. So you're not going to need any ground weapons after this. So his mask is off right now. He should be pretty easy as long as I don't get nuked by his incineration cannon. Come on. Oh, getting twitchy here. Alright, let's go ahead and just move in for the bash. There we go. Knight is down. Let's clean up the soldiers, and we can move on to the Phaeton round, which is an extremely easy part of this mission. Not much to it as long as you know where you're going. So we have everything we need. I'm just going to pick up the incineration cannon for the heck of it, just to sort of mop up the rest of the Prometheans that are here. Crawlers are down, so there might be... Oh, there's the other soldier. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Okay. There we are. Let's see if we can just get this guy with splinter rounds. Okay, he's down for the count. So now all we have to do is worry about the Phaeton round of this mission. Again, it's fairly easy. Just rush through it. If you want to sit back and fight the turrets that spawned, or the focus turrets, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not like you're really going to get a lot for it, unless you're playing for points, and of course then you will, but we're not doing that here. We're just trying to get to the mission on Legendary in one go.
Oh yes. Fair warning. He has a single mind, but a few million bodies.
Chief said you were destroyed.
After I saw John last, I was pulled into slip space. That's where I found access to the...
There was a lot of sprinting in this mission.
...system that spans the known galaxy.
How are you still active?
So again, you can pick up more ammo if you want to. There are different ways you can tackle the Phaeton zone. There are different ways you can make it across the canyon. Of course, the fastest and easiest way, of course, even on Legendary, is to just simply take the Phaeton. You don't even really need to fight much.
Its activation sequence, just like I knew you would. Just 1 more to go.
Cortana makes me paranoid.
Why does the Warden think he needs to protect you from me?
There's so much to explain. It'll be easier when we're face to face.
Try me.
The cure for rampancy I've found means AIs can be immortal. That kind of lifespan allows for long-term planning, just like the Forerunners were capable of. AIs can assume the Forerunner's mantle of responsibility.
Okay, so there's our big building right there. That's where we're ultimately trying to get to. There's a terminal right there if you want to get it, grab your data.
Some will resist our help, and he's afraid you're
So we found a skull and one of the terminals on this mission. All right, great. So again, pretty much just follow the path that I take here. You're just going to basically be blasting through walls and speed rushing through them. You really do not need to engage in combat. The only time where you might want to feel like doing that is when you get to the end of this run right here, where you'll have Prometheans guarding your exit. But again, it's not that necessary. I'd recommend wiping out at least a few of them, and then you can just rush it from there. You do not need to fight and defeat them all. It's very easy. So again, just go ahead and follow this path right here, and you should be in relative good shape. If you have a path that you prefer over this, that's of course fine. But this one, to me, is the most simplest way to proceed forward. So that's pretty much Reunion in a nutshell right there. Guys, gals, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it benefited your trek through Halo 5 Guardians on Legendary. And if you have any questions for me or about the mission itself, you can let me know in the comments section below, or you can hit me up on either Facebook or Twitter. Links to my social media accounts can be found in the description below. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, or if you hated it, troll the hell out of them and send it to them anyway. And if you like this video and you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more video game related content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on MythicTyrant.com. I'm sorry, I meant to have this out on Friday, but I had some computer issues. So hopefully I won't go through that again. Hopefully all my equipment will be working right this week, so we won't have any delays. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you right back here next time. And as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.
The gateway to the Forerunner domain. You'll be the first organics to enter since the fall of the Forerunners. I admit, after the crash here, I didn't think I'd...